We welcome you to Clinton Prairie High School this evening on a Tuesday night for some IHSAA girls basketball action here on the ISC Sports Network. Sean Walker, Mike Walensky here for you this evening as we get set. Two teams here off to great starts this season. North White at 12-4, the Gophers at 10-7. These are two teams, Mike, that just played, a week or two ago, December 29th. And Clinton Prairie was able to edge out North White in that one by 12. However, North White was a little undermanned that day. They get their player back tonight. We're going to see what's going to happen here between these two teams.
Abigail Spry, 5'6" point guard, was out of the ball game for North White. Clinton Prairie comes up with a victory. At the same time, Brian Heimlich, the head basketball coach at North White, indicated that they had played 3 games over a 2-day period, and they had tired legs. And it's always difficult to play the second game. And North White has something to think about in this one, but at the same time, for Clinton Prairie and Jeff Henley's ball club, they're at home. It's a nice advantage.
Yeah, you talk about that game on December 29th. It was a 12-point victory for the Gophers, and you look down at what Abigail Spry gives to this North White team, it's 11 points per contest. So that shows you, had she been in the lineup, it might have been even closer. But these are two teams that are definitely trying to trend in the right direction over the course of this season. As we said, North White 12-4, although they've lost 3 games straight now. The Gophers at 10-7, and they've actually won 3 straight.
Tinley Neal, the point guard, number 24. She's a key in this ball game. North White recognizes this. If you can shut down Sydney Swan, the other scorer, 32, you got a chance. But Caitlin Beck, who's scored there, she's been on a roll lately for Jeff Henley's ball club.
Yeah, Caitlin Beck, her season high came against North White in that game. She had 19 points back on December 29th. She's been playing really well for the Gophers. Down low, it's 32, Caitlin Kahn.
Kahn had 15 points in the first game. The difference in the first game was the fact that Clinton Prairie was able to get to the foul line. They were 10 out of 15 in the ball game, just 5 for 9 from the Vikings. Prairie did a really nice job.
That's a great start right there for Tinley Neal from beyond the arc. Now, this is a team in the Gophers who have not shot the ball well from three-point land over the course of the season. So it's good to see the first one go in here tonight. And one thing to note, Mike, is we kind of noticed this in warm-ups. I don't see Coach Henley on the sideline tonight. So we wish him well. We don't have any news on why he's missing this contest. So it will be Hillary Guffey, the assistant coach, will be coaching the Gophers here this evening.
And again, this basketball team from North White is a pretty good shooting basketball team. As you saw Kahn step out on the right wing there, she's shooting 50% from the field this season. Both teams need to play efficiently offensively with the basketball to have a chance to win tonight. And North White's done a nice job handling the ball this year. Clinton Prairie's getting better.
5-4 your score here in the first quarter. Eckenbarger down the lane, able to slip the traffic and get the shot to go.
Claire Eckenbarger averaging nearly 8 points a ball game. She's done a good job distributing the ball this year for Coach Henley's ball club, but that time she did a good job getting to the rim, and that's important for Prairie to get to the rim tonight, get to the foul line.
Eckenbarger is a player for the Gophers that started to turn up that offensive output here recently. Abigail Spry knocks down the shot here in the first quarter and gets herself in the scoring column. Now 7-6 your score.
And remember, Spry was out in the first game. She averages almost 11 points a ball game.
They're going to call a traveling violation here, wave off the shot. Turnover gives the ball back to the Vikings. You know, to go back to Eckenbarger and talk about that, she had 23 points, a career high, the other night versus Western Boone.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to get more people involved in scoring the basketball for Clinton Prairie. It can't be just Swan and Neal. To have Beck and Eckenbarger step up for the Gophers, it's a real positive sign for this ball club who suddenly started to turn the corner at 10-7. It's always difficult when you got a first-year coach.
Yeah, 3 wins in a row, 5 of 6, Mike, to your point. There's a team that's starting to trend in the right direction. A team that was in a regional championship game just a year ago, and they graduated a few players, but the bulk of what returned is what got them there in the first place. We've been talking about it all season long through our coverage of these Gophers, is just trying to gel and learn that new system under Coach Henley. Did you get the bank shot there? Big time from Lauren Annis with the three.
Lauren Annis averaging 10.2 points a game. This ball club for North White and the Vikings, Coach Heimlich has them rebounding very well. Annis also averages almost 5 rebounds a game, and Tessa Robertson averages almost 8 rebounds. They hit the boards well.
Tinley Neal with a three there, was unable to draw iron, out of bounds on the save attempt.
This year, Prairie has averaged 15.2 turnovers a game to just 9.2 assists. If they could become more efficient handling the basketball, they'll be as tough as they were last year and have a chance to make a deep run in the tournament.
Cross-court pass there, sniffed out by Eckenbarger. She comes away with the steal, something she does very well for this team, tied for the team lead at 2.4 steals per contest.
Both ball clubs averaging under 50 points a game. They're not teams that you're going to see generally run with the basketball, but you certainly have got to put a lot of pressure on them because Prairie has the ability to knock down that three with Swan, 32, sometimes stepping outside, and Neal, 24.
This one lost out of bounds, another turnover, Mike. And that's kind of been the Gophers' Achilles heel this season, is just trying to take care of the basketball in the half court.
And again, it's taken some time to figure out in a new offensive system where to throw the ball, where to cut, where to move, and how to respond to coaching. And that time, defense really does a great job making you forget about the mistakes you make offensively.
Tinley Neal the other night was spectacular in our coverage against Seeger. A double overtime victory for these Gophers. It was Neal's three-quarter court shot right before the half that proved to be a big bucket in that game, as it took 2 overtimes for the Gophers to beat Seeger. As Annis gets another bucket now. She's got 5 here in the first quarter.
Seeger's an excellent basketball team, 14-3 on the season. Another threat to win their sectional. Little up-tempo basketball there by the Vikings, getting an easy bucket.
Swan will swing it over to Eckenbarger. Back out top to Beck. Gophers trying to find some room in the half court. That pass a little too low. The turnover gives the ball back to the Vikings.
And in tonight's game, Tatum Nash, number 12, in the lineup for Clinton Prairie. You need to see her make some progression in her game, averaging 2.4 points a game. But what she does bring for Coach Henley's ball club is she averages 4.1 rebounds a contest.
Little pressure in the backcourt this time. The Gophers pick them up. Able to beat that pressure. Shot up, knocked down. That'll be Tessa Robertson's first field goal. And a timeout taken by the Gophers now as they've fallen behind by 6 here in the quarter.
Outstanding shooting early on in this ball game by North White. I think the key in tonight's game for Clinton Prairie, they've got to find a way to get the ball out of Hannah Cosgrave's hand, number 4. She's averaging 5.4 assists per game. If you can cut the head of the snake, if you will, off, you got a chance to play well and win this ball game.
You'll notice the shirts that the Clinton Prairie Gophers coaching staff are wearing here this evening. Those are for mental health awareness. Tonight, a mental health awareness game on behalf of Healthy Communities of Clinton County and their coalition. Just letting you know that it's okay to not be okay. And you'll hear us talk about different statistics and things all night long, but we want to make sure that tonight's more about just the basketball going on the floor, and we want to discuss mental health awareness as well, and thank Healthy Communities of Clinton County for the partnership during these broadcasts. Eckenbarger trying to penetrate, little hesitation dribble that time, and they'll call her for a violation.
And again, those little mistakes keep piling up. They've got to find a way to eliminate these. But again, we're still in a developmental stage of girls high school basketball. We're not in the tournament yet. Although both ball clubs want to win this game, and certainly North White wants to avenge this 60-49 loss a couple weeks ago.
There's a foul there. It'll be on Eckenbarger, number 21 for the Gophers. You know, Mike, I was doing some research coming into this broadcast, and you look at Brian Heimlich's overall record, the head coach of North White, 142-51, and you think, man, that's pretty impressive. You know, 3 victories to every defeat, so a 3-to-1 ratio there. So I thought, I'm going to go back and look at the history of North White because I'm just not as familiar, right? And I started looking, and on Max Preps and John Harrell, you can go back so many years, and on Harrell, for girls basketball, you can get back to that 2000 season. So in 14 years prior to Brian Hemlick coming in and taking over the head coaching job here, this North White team was 71 and 221 overall record in the 14 seasons prior. And here he sits at 142 and 51. They had 0 sectional titles in that time. He's had 4 in his 8th year now at the helm of North White. And it just amazes me at the job that he's been able to do and come in and kind of turn around a program. And not only that, through those 14 years, the most wins North White ever had were 11. He hasn't had a season yet with less than 16. So they've got the right guy at the helm here for North White.
They do, and I give him a lot of credit, particularly because what he said coming to this ball game is his expectation is his team to win a sectional and have a deep tournament run. He has set a high ceiling for his basketball team, and he's always been able to do that. And generally, his teams have been able to fulfill those promises.
Swan with it now for the Gophers. Finds Beck in the corner. Beck again, a player that had a fantastic game against North White just a week or two ago. This shot a little too strong. Beck tries to find the rebound underneath and cannot. However, it bounces out of bounds off Riley Carter. Gives the ball back to the Gophers.
That shot on the left wing by Haven Wilson, averaging almost 1 point a game. Again, to get more perimeter shooting for this ball club is going to be a real plus, and there's another one.
Caitlin Beck knocking down the 3. 15-10 now.
We see this throughout all levels of basketball. You share the basketball, you get good movement away from the hoop. You got a chance to break down the defense and get good looks, and that time, Clinton Prairie, an easy 3-point shot there.
Cosgrave tries to feed the post. Ball knocked away. And then we're going to get an offensive foul on the push-off here. I believe they're going to get 22, Cammie Scott.
Great pressure out on the wing by Claire Eckenbarger, 21. They've got pressure on the perimeter. They're packing in on the inside, and Prairie's making it really difficult for the Vikings early on in this ball game.
Under 2 minutes ago, first quarter action. Eckenbarger thought about the 3 and then traveled.
The one thing that's kept Coach Heimlich's ball club in the lead in this ball game is the fact they're shooting very well. Their perimeter shooting's been solid so far in this first period.
Feed the interior post. Robertson in trouble in the corner. The dump down that time to Callie Hunt.
That's a nice call by the official. There's no question about it that Callie Hunt dropped her pivot foot and traveled. Excellent call by the IHSAA official on the backside.
Neal will walk it up for the Gophers. Trailing by 5 here, first quarter action. Cross-court pass, Neal, 3. That one rims in and out.
It was a good look and a nice screen at the top of the key by Claire Eckenbarger.
Cross-court pass, this shot up and good. Cammie Scott comes off the bench, one of the 5 or 6 seniors on this squad, and knocks down a 3.
North White shooting has been on fire.
6 seniors listed on the roster. 1 senior, Lindsay Heimlich, Coach Heimlich's daughter, I'm assuming, out with injury this year. Tore an ACL during volleyball season, I believe is what his notes said to us, and was a leading scorer last year on their team. So to lose that and still have a 12-4 overall record, again, just a tribute to the coaching and the execution by this team as Neal knocks down the free throw.
Speaking of execution, for Tinley Neal to get the rim, this was very important for Clinton Prairie early in this ball game to develop some foul trouble on the North White Vikings and get themselves back in the basketball game.
We've been doing kind of a Tinley tracker over the last handful of games as she gets both free throws. She's got 5 in the contest here, first quarter action, but she comes into tonight's game with 944 career points in 85 games played. With 7 games guaranteed remaining in the season, she needs to average 8 points per game to hit 1,000 for her career. That shot up and good.
And she's going to be pretty close to picking it up very soon. She had a nice look on the left side. Sydney Swan on the break decided to pull up, This basketball team playing with some poise early on in the ball game.
Trailing by just 3 now as the defensive pressure has stepped up for the Gophers, taken away by Eckenbarger. They'll get it to Neal. Under 10, Gophers will look to hold for 1. Eckenbarger backdoor cut, Swan up, good.
Great look by Eckenbarger, and Swan snuck in from the backside for the layup. Great job of sharing the basketball by the Gophers.
18-17 your score after 1. We'll take a break. When we come back. More IHSAA girls basketball action here on the ISC Sports Network. Finding affordable quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
We welcome you back here to Clinton Prairie High School tonight, a mental health awareness game in cooperation with Healthy Communities of Clinton County. COVID-19 has been impacting mental health. Suicidal ideation has increased by 460,000 people nationwide since the beginning of COVID-19. Call the Suicide Prevention Hotline for help. Make sure that you get that help if you need it. Tinley Neal takes the shot there and able to score through the contact.
And another assist by Claire Eckenbarger defensively, doing a very good job. Sydney Swan.
There's a save. Beck now let it fly for 3. She's got another one.
Outstanding shot.
First 5 points of the quarter belong to the Gophers. Timeout taken here by Coach Heimlich.
Lauren Annis, 23, tried to come out and defend that shot by Caitlin Beck. Nothing but net.
You see the number there on the back of the shirt, 1-800-273-8255 for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. And the very cool thing, Mike, about the Healthy Communities of Clinton County is they've partnered with the counties around us. So that's one reason why they wanted this game tonight, is with North White being up there in White County and Clinton County, Carroll County, and all those being kind of combined. They've all partnered together, and throughout athletic contests all season long, when those counties have played against each other, they've done this with volleyball, with basketball. It's very cool. And they usually will read some statistics or show a demonstration before the game or at halftime, so that people kind of get that physical look and can see a demonstration of, 8 out of 10 people have thought about suicide at some point in time in their life, things of that nature.
It makes sense. Strength in numbers and the ability for communities to be together, to hold hands together in good times and in bad times.
Neal shot that time a little too strong. North White with the rebound. Hannah Cosgray brings it up. Hannah's one of those players for this team this year that's kind of a stat sheet stuffer. 5 points per contest, 5.4 assists, 3.3 steals. Does a little bit of everything for Coach Heimlich's team. You can hear the fans hollering a little bit. Thought there should have been a foul called. Definitely letting them play a little bit. Spry thought about it for a minute.
And a nice job by Caitlin Beck getting out there and defending her before Sydney Swan came in and got the steal.
Eckenbarger brings it up and will now slow it down. Again, Coach Guffey at the helm tonight. We want to send our well wishes for whatever is keeping Coach Henley from being on the sidelines this evening. Beck up, too strong, can't get it to go. Robertson with the rebound.
Good effort by Tinley Neal breaking down the defense.
Spry for three, lets it fly. Little too strong off the back iron. Neal penetrates the defense through the lane, shot up, got it to go.
Again, getting to the 10 makes sense for Clinton Prairie early on in this ball game, but I think I'm going to give a lot of credit to Haven Wilson, number 11. She did a great job defensively on the backside for Clinton Prairie, enabling the Gophers to get on the break. Sometimes the little things go unnoticed. Not that time.
I saw what you did there, too. Tinley to the 10. All right, nice play on words. I'll give you that one tonight, Mike. Tinley Neal at the line. Gets the free throw. And her nice scoring night continues. 13 points already in the contest for Tinley Neal.
Defense has made a difference for Clinton Prairie. At one time, Gophers down by 8. All of a sudden, the lead is now Prairie's.
Kahn back up, little too strong, gets her own rebound. We saw Caitlin come out with 2 quick field goals for North White. She's been held scoreless since. Nice job on the offensive glass on that possession.
And on that possession right there, number 4, as we talked about, Hannah Cosgray, who leads this basketball team in assists. You've got to find a way to keep the ball out of her hands, and they've been able to do that for most of this first half.
Neal slips, seems to be okay. She gets back up. And you see when Cosgray gets it, they really are hounding her. Steps into the passing lane. There's Wilson again, Mike.
Wilson, again, as you mentioned, did a great job defensively, as did Tinley Neal. You've got to win basketball games now at the defensive end, especially for Clinton Prairie. They're not a team that generally likes to run, but when they get the ball in transition, they can score.
Defense never takes a night off, does it, Mike?
If
you bring the effort.
You cannot. You've got to be constantly fighting, especially if you're going to try to win a championship at some level.
Neal shot off the mark.
Effort, effort, effort.
Cammie Scott looks to push here for North White. Now a tie-up and just outside the lane. Give the ball back to the Gophers. Caitlin Beck coming back in off the bench for the Gophers. Clinton Prairie, a team we said earlier that's won 3 straight. They've won 5 of 6. A tough season. I mean, it really is. At any point in time, when you lose a coach like Amy Anthrop, who, and again, we've talked about it, leaves a week or 2 before the season starts, it would have put any team, regardless of the talent on that roster, in a little bit of a debacle. They bring in longtime boys basketball coach Jeff Henley, different coaching style, different ideologies, but been a winner. Won a state championship with Rossville in 2002. It's taken a little time, but you're starting to see the fruits of the labor as the Gophers starting to figure out this system, how to play together. And I'm with you, Mike. It starts on the defensive end for me.
It starts on the defensive end. It starts with efficiency. And, of course, with Coach Henley, he probably would tell you it starts with organization. And organization ends in with commitment. And then all the things start following through, and then you start getting the victories over time. It doesn't take, it doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take some time, and it's starting to turn the corner. The Gophers are starting to make some things happen.
And kudos to Coach Henley. I mean, he's retired. He gets the call, hey, we're in a pickle, man. We need you to come help us out. And he comes in right away, agrees to take over the program, and here's your Gophers sitting at 10-7. Grace Good with it on the block. Swan tries to find Good. That one kicked out of bounds off the knee of Kahn.
If you're going to have a championship team that's going to make a run the tournament, you have to have depth. And Grace Good, number 43, she may not look pretty necessarily as far as getting up in the air real high or taking deep jump shots, but she does a great job screening. She does a great job defending, and she can pass the basketball.
Good head fake. Eckenbarger in the lane, gets it to go.
And now Prairie's starting to light it up.
So far in the first 4.5 minutes of this second quarter, North White has not scored. It is a 10-0 run for Clinton Prairie. Until now. Bucket good there.
That was one tremendous move by Caitlin Kahn, spinning through and got right by Good, number 43. We just talked about Grace Good and her effort there. As another veteran checks in the lineup for the Prairie Gophers, Tatum Nash. But Prairie tonight has played very well defensively, doing a great job pushing the Vikings out on the perimeter.
That one knocked out of bounds, but it'll be Gophers basketball. Missed free throw from Kahn.
You're only as good as the bottom of your roster, and right now with Good and Nash, Haven Wilson playing well tonight, Prairie is playing at a high level.
Eckenbarger trying to penetrate against this North White defense. Finds Neal. Good cut into the lane. Traveling violation called, though.
That was definitely a travel, but a late whistle. I thought for a minute there she might be able to get away with it, but the officials eventually blew the whistle. That was a good call. I really think when Clinton Prairie starts slowing things down, they have problems in the half court. Need to be a little bit more crisp offensively moving the basketball.
Down low, shot up, too strong. Pulled out by Nash.
And Tatum Nash has had some big rebounds in the basketball game in the minutes she's played.
Swan, three on the way, can't get it to go. Here comes Spry. Spry missed that contest against Clinton Prairie back on December 29th. Had an ankle injury that she suffered in the morning game.
Prairie got bailed out with a bad pass to that half court transition by North White. Prairie needs to do a better job of getting back on defense. Maybe they're getting a little bit tired.
Neal looking for help. Nash with it. They go to the corner. Swan, three. Misses everything. Spry will bring it up for the Vikings. Inside to Kahn. Kahn with 8 points.
Nice entry pass to Kahn as Tatum Nash probably should have fronted the post, wasn't able to do it, and Kahn slipped right by her for the easy bucket. And now, again, North White is doing a good job in this last three possessions, chipping away at the lead.
Beck from dead on. And she gets the roll. Third three of the night for Caitlin Beck. She's got 11. Caitlin Beck has enjoyed playing against North White this season for whatever reason.
Well, she got a nice roll with that rim there. But at the same time, we talked about getting back on defense. That time, Clinton Prairie did a nice job getting back in defense, and they triple-teamed the post there. And they eliminated the ball getting inside. But Cosgray gets to go to the foul line, drawing a foul on the Gophers.
This is the front end. To the ground that time goes Nash. No traveling violation called. Neal misses a shot on the other end.
May have had Haven Wilson under the basket for an easy look, but decided to pull up.
Spry runs out of real estate. Tries to go cross court and actually catches a portion of the rim. 8-point lead for the Gophers. 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter. You got to think that interim coach for this evening, Guffey, has asked the Gophers here to maybe hold for one unless they get something right at the bucket. And that's what Nash was attempting to do. Or she knew I was getting ready to say that they were holding for one. Either way. So Tatum Nash, one of the two seniors on this year's squad, will head to the free throw line.
She has had a really good first half with the minutes she's played, rebounding the basketball. And again, we talked about if they can get the ball to the rim, they got a chance to really make some things happen. As we talked about in that first ball game on December 29th, Prairie outshot the Vikings 15-9 from the foul line. So you can get to the foul line, you got a chance to win a basketball game. Most of the time.
Nash gets both of them to go. Coscray will bring it up the floor for the Vikings. It's a 10-point lead for Clinton Prairie. Spry lets the three fly and banks it in. Abigail Spry for three. Neal gives it up. Beck, foot on the line. Doesn't get it to go. 7-point lead going to the halftime break for the home team. Gophers lead over North White. We'll take a quick break. 32-25 your score. Halftime show headed your way when we return.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Finding affordable, quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not
before.
going to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul?
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
For the ultimate Wi-Fi experience, you need a managed Wi-Fi service with advanced Blast Wi-Fi. Blast Wi-Fi systems provide ultimate coverage, ultimate performance, and ultimate power all the time. Available from Mulberry Telecommunications, Blast Wi-Fi systems feature the latest Wi-Fi 6 technology and are equipped with unrivaled bandwidth and 4 times more simultaneous connections, so you can connect tons of devices throughout your home with no lag and no downtime. Plus, with 24/7 support and remote troubleshooting, you can rest assured that Mulberry Telecommunications is always here to help you should any issues arise. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience, and it's a blast. Blast Wi-Fi is now included with Mulberry Telecommunications fiber internet packages. Contact Mulberry Telecommunications at 296-2885 today to get started. It's halftime here at Clinton Prairie High School, where the Gophers are on top of North White 32-25. What has been a very entertaining first half. Mike, these two teams both average under 50 points per contest, but they came out on fire in the first quarter. It was looking like we may have a 60, 70 point output from both of these teams. It slowed down a little there in the second, but I'm curious. I'd love to see your thoughts on this first half of basketball.
I really think that both these teams understand each other very well and are really focused. A lot of times you play teams non-conference or conference, and you may not have as much respect, and you may not be as focused, and you might not play as hard, but I think both these teams understand the importance of this ball game, and both are shooting really well. And I think the difference has been, I've mentioned it, is Clinton Prairie's defense. Although, as you see here, North White has really shot the ball well, and that's allowed them to have the early lead and also to stay within striking distance at 32-25. But for Prairie to be able to stretch the defense and Beck to be able to score from outside really gives them another dimension. And as we talked about, another really nice shot. We take a look at the screen here. Good passing by Claire Eckenbarger inside to Sydney Swan for the layup. And as we talked about, the key for North White and their ability to distribute the ball, Hannah Cosgrave. She hasn't really had her hands on the ball as much, but maybe a little bit more in the second period. Should be an interesting third period as we move forward.
Yeah, we've seen kind of a tale of two quarters there. It was North White early on jumped out to that lead. Clinton Prairie kind of fought and called their way back, got to within one at the end of the first quarter. But they held North White to just 7 points in that second quarter. I thought defensively that was kind of the difference, where the Gophers were able to kind of apply some pressure, create quite a few turnovers in that second quarter. But if there's a player tonight that's had the hot hand for North White, it's been Caitlin Kahn. She leads them with 8 points this evening. We've seen her getting a lot around the bucket. For Tessa Robertson, she comes in tonight leading North White in scoring at 12 points per contest, but only 2 points in the game so far. As we kind of recap some of the scoring overall, I told you that Kahn has 8, Spry with 7, Cammie Scott with 3, Lauren Annis with 5, Tessa Robertson with 2. On the other side for the Gophers, their leading scorer tonight is Timley Neal with 13 first half points. Caitlin Beck has chipped in 11. She's in double figures as well. 4 for Eckenbarger, 2 for Swan, 2 for Nash. There you go.
And
that's the rundown.
And Abigail Spry, averaging 10 points a game, having missed the first game, shoots a deep 3 off the bank board.
Hey.
Which the chances of making that are about 10%. But
some banks never close, man. They stay open.
It was open. She made it happen, and that was a key shot for North White to develop some more confidence, to, again, keep within striking distance. This is going to be a really interesting basketball game. You got to stay tuned to watch this one.
That's why they do 24/7 mobile apps, man. So you can make a deposit any hour of the night. Mobile deposits happen whenever you need them. It has been a great contest of basketball. I want to remember some of the other reasons why we are here, though. It's our partnership with Healthy Communities of Clinton County and their coalition. And just want you to know that it is okay to ask for help. It is a mental health awareness night. Did you know that 60% of youth with depression do not receive any mental health treatment? It's okay to ask for help. There are hotlines, text programs, and apps available. And Mike, I want to spend a little time on this. What's very cool about these programs is they have it for all generations. A generation that feels better about picking up a telephone and calling somebody, they've got the number you can call, the Suicide Prevention Hotline. If you want to text, you can text somebody. You text hello to 741-741, and someone will text with you. Obviously, you can go seek help in person, but it's okay if you have mental health illnesses. You just got to be able to say it's okay to not be okay. We want to make sure that you understand there are resources out there for you tonight. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, third quarter action from Clinton Prairie High School. Finding affordable, quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Lady Vikings start out with the basketball first here to start the second half. A turnover, Swan the other way, and the first 2 points of the second half belong to the Gophers.
Excellent defense. You got to start out on the defensive end strong. Swan was able to do that, but they gave the nice look inside. The first 5 minutes is always the most important of any quarter, and Clinton Prairie's looking good right now, Sean.
Swan to Beck. Back out, good ball movement by the Gophers. They find the open shooter. It's Swan. She's off the mark. Tracked down by Lauren Annis for North White. The turnover here. And that's kind of been the story tonight. North White has not been taken I don't have the stats in front of me, but from memory, it's turned the ball over quite a bit starting in that second quarter.
And North White, frankly, is a really good basketball team in terms of not turning the ball over. Their assist-to-turnover ratio is almost even. That means, again, that Clinton Prairie's defense is starting to get under their skin a little bit.
Neal with the miss, follows her own shot. Shot back up and good.
Great effort by Tinley Neal. She just does a great job in scoring the basketball and finding it, distributing it, playing very smart.
Shot from three, off the mark. Neal with the rebound down low and an over back foul called on Tessa Robertson.
Clinton Prairie doing a great job triple teaming the post, not allowing that easy pass to happen inside and forcing North White to take some shots that maybe they normally won't take in a regular season basketball game.
We use this opportunity tonight to thank one of our sponsors for tonight's contest, Mulberry Telecommunications, where they currently offer service in Mulberry, Dayton, rural Lafayette, rural Frankfort, and other communities in Clinton and Tippecanoe County. Want to find out if your neighborhood has Mintel fiber? Visit mintel.net to get started. Mulberry Telecommunications, the best gig in town. Soon to offer in Carroll County as well, as Mulberry Telecommunications will be expanding their fiber deployment to Piermont, an area that we've also called Wildcat Valley, which is up around Piermont, and then taking fiber into Flora. I'll get it out eventually in 2022 as well. So stay tuned. High-speed internet is coming your way.
I love high-speed internet. It really makes things run more efficiently at home. One impactful thing for me as a kid, and I have to throw this in, is the fact that for many years in the 60s, 70s, and 50s, Lafayette Jeff had a 28-year boys high school basketball streak in terms of winning sectional championships. In 73, it was Tom Cutter and Jack Costello from Lafayette Central Catholic, coached by Al Brown, who stopped the Jeff streak. Tom Cutter later went on to play basketball at Western Michigan. He is the uncle of Coach Brian Heimlich's wife. And Tom Cutter was very impressionable for kids all across the Lafayette area, not just kids that were Lafayette Central Catholic fans, but from all over the place. And they're definitely, basketball runs in their blood.
Mike, I've heard about 6 degrees of separation with Kevin Bacon, but I am 110% convinced that we could do that with you as well anywhere in America, because I have been all over this state with you, calling games and talking with people, and you always have a connection. And sometimes it's literally, I met a dude in Oklahoma once in 1986. He had this as a last name, and they go, oh, that's my uncle.
Well, I can't tell you something that's very interesting from a local perspective is I did my graduate work at Ohio University, and I remember as a high school student competing against Mick Isgrig from Frankfort and recognizing him. And I was at Ohio University at a party once, and I looked at this guy, and I said, I know who you are. And I went up to him and I said, you're Mick Isgrig, aren't you? He said, yeah, I am.
There you
Mick
go.
ended up at Ohio University.
Cue the music. It's a small world. Robertson goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 3 points in tonight's contest. Neal, 3 on the way. Left that one just a little short. Nice fight for the rebound by Kahn. They're looking for Robertson. They're trying to beat the defense down the floor. But that pass a little too long.
And with a 10-point lead and on the road, North White is playing a little bit fast, and you can't do that. And that's when you get caught and make mistakes, and they're doing that. And, again, kudos to Clinton Prairie. They're doing a great job executing the game plan as this young Swan, 31 in the ball game now, Abby Swan.
Tinley Neal with another scoop shot bucket. She's got 17.
And North White recognizes they've got to stop Tinley Neal. Coach Heimlich talked about that. She's just doing a fantastic job tonight.
That shot off the mark. Abby Swan with the rebound. Neal looks to push. Kick out. Beck's already got 3 threes tonight. Can't dial that one in. Offensive rebound, though. Eckenbarger on the dish. Back to Swan as the ball caroms around.
Abby Swan has 2 rebounds, but that's even bigger. That jump shot, that really energizes this ball club.
First 2 points for Abby Swan this evening. Loose ball, Swan again. She's like a magnet right now. Skip pass ahead, up to Eckenbarger.
Great job of sharing the basketball. Great job by Tinley Neal, keeping her vision up, seeing clear underneath the bucket for the basket.
This is a 16-point lead now for these Gophers. See North White starting to press a little, but this time it works out for them.
And again, that's Cosgrave, the outstanding distributor with the basketball. A nice bounce on the hardwood for an easy bucket.
Way to thread the needle in the post. 10 points now for Kahn in the contest. She paces the way for the Vikings. Back into the lane. Pass to Nash. No, but Beck's there. Nobody blocks her out. She puts it up and in. 13 tonight for Caitlin Beck.
Spry, number 10, was caught looking at Beck underneath the bucket and an easy shot.
There's a 3 for Cammie Scott. The Vikings desperately needed that one.
Cammie Scott averaging 2.9 points a game, and she's had 5 points in this ball game. And every one of those points is very critical for North White to hang tight in this ball game. Although right now, Clinton Prairie, they don't have to shoot. They can hold the basketball, work this clock down here in the third period with a big lead.
Swan with it, looking for a teammate. Finds Neal. Neal down to Nash. Nash up. Foul on the block. It'll be Caitlin Kahn with the foul.
North White defensively was sucking in on the inside, trying to take away the interior look, but Clinton Prairie somehow was able to break things down, and Tatum Nash, again, has done a great job. This senior is going to score another point here, although she misses it off this free throw, but she has really been effective for the Gophers tonight.
Lauren Annis comes back into the game, number 23 for the Vikings. Nash with 2 points. Both came from the foul line earlier. And better form there on the second one. 3 points for the senior.
The difference defensively, besides the half-court defense for Clinton Prairie, the Gophers are putting pressure full court, and they're really making the Vikings work.
This zone defense has definitely created some dysfunction in the offense for North White. Another loose ball there.
The denial of every pass, mostly on the wing, has really been important for Prairie tonight.
Kahn looks for a teammate. Finds Spry. Shot up. Almost got the bounce. Tipped out, and now Neal pushes for the Gophers. Pull up, free throw line jumper.
She's deadly. She is absolutely deadly with that mid-range jumper.
19 points tonight for Tinley. Another turnover for North White. This lead out to 19. Haven Wilson checks in for Clinton Prairie.
This is a coach's dream right now because every player from top to bottom who's had minutes now for Clinton Prairie is playing extraordinarily well.
Good. Baseline jumper off the side of the backboard. Rebound by Callie Hunt. Here come the Vikings. Coach Henley's watching at home tonight. He's got to be impressed with his Lady Gophers, wouldn't you think, Mike, with how well they've played?
No question about it. Getting great effort, great depth off the bench, and Grace Good did a really nice job defending the post there, but Kahn will go to the foul line. She does a really good job using her body and drawing the foul.
Kahn, a 59% free throw shooter on the season for North White. That one rolls off the rim. Caitlin had a real nice game against Clinton Prairie back on December 29th. Finished that game with 15 points, 7 rebounds. She's been in double figures in 9 of her last 13 games, and she's in double figures again tonight.
The challenge for the Vikings is they do not shoot the ball much from the three-point line, and to be able to get down by 16 points, at some point they're going to have to start knocking down some threes.
Yeah, to your point, Mike, just 29% as a team. So not only do they not take very many, they don't shoot it at a very high clip. Neal being shadowed now.
And Tinley Neal's getting a lot of space to look over the court. You got to put more ball pressure on there in order to slow down this Clinton Prairie offense.
Neal thought about the three. Now looks to drive. Floater in the lane, leaves it just a little short. The Swan there with another rebound. She's played 5 minutes tonight and probably has 8 rebounds at this point in time.
Lauren Annis, 23, is really tired right now. Even though a shot was missed, she gave up absolutely too much space for Tinley Neal to shoot that basketball.
Spry with it over to Hunt. That basketball knocked away by Eckenbarger. Defensively, Claire has been disruptive in the passing lanes this evening.
Again, look at Tinley Neal. There's just lots and lots of space. She's allowed to dribble the ball, have vision. She's going to work and drive the ball to the bucket right here. Watch this.
Neal shot up.
Almost had it. Great job by Neal.
That'll end the third quarter. 47-31 your score. Gophers on top in this one. We'll be back with fourth quarter action on the ISC Sports Network right after this.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Start of the fourth quarter here from Clinton Prairie High School. Mike, it's important we give a quick shout out to the family of Claire Eckenbarger. She has fans tuning in tonight. We talked about this on the last broadcast. From Fort Wayne, Indiana, from Bloomington, Indiana, and from Washington State. All the way out in Washington State.
I tell you what, they win. They had a Southern apple. You know what? I might have a friend watch this basketball game.
I knew this was coming.
He's from Seattle.
He's probably tied back to this game in some way, form, or fashion as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's a basketball junkie. There's no question about it.
Gophers very patient on this first possession of the fourth quarter, understanding big lead, no shot clock in Indiana high school basketball. They try their best to play keep away. There's a turnover, though, created by North White. They're going to need more of that if they look to cut into this one and get back into this game, and that'll help right there.
Well, they don't shoot a lot of threes, but maybe that's not necessarily their game, but they knocked that one down, and the Vikings are looking to knock this lead down to under double digits soon.
Lauren Annis with 8 points in the contest tonight. She has a couple of threes. Now triple teamed. Look into the post to Robertson and now swing cross court. Alanis with a three. Can't get it to go. Or Annis, excuse me.
Annis obviously is somebody that Cosgray looks for and has a lot of confidence in their perimeter shooting as she forced that basketball on the right side. Good force in that case. Nice pass.
Now a traveling violation. What you don't want to do if you're the Gophers here, Mike, is get complacent, right? They're starting to slow down too much. Seen a couple turnovers here from the Gophers.
The good news is for North White is that Annis 23 needed a break, and I think she got her win back for the fourth period. She's not as tired. But again, Clinton Prairie needs to work hard defensively still. Be very aggressive. Aggressor wins.
Spry with it, being hounded by Neal. Look inside to Kahn. Three on the way. She's got two already. Can't get that one to bank in. Kahn back up. No good. Another try. Sure, and another trip to the free throw line.
And Kahn, again, you got to be aggressive. She was aggressive and draws the foul on Haven Wilson. And it is kind of interesting if she looks at the film. She took a shot mid-range with the left hand. She didn't have any pressure. She really didn't need to shoot it left-handed. She was a little bit awkward with that. She probably should have put the ball on the hardwood and driven the ball to the rim, but yet she did draw the foul, but you got to make free throws.
Timeout taken by Clinton Prairie. Kahn will have one more free throws when we come out of the break. Gives us an opportunity to thank Healthy Communities of Clinton County and their coalition again tonight. You can be a lifesaver. Educate yourself on the available resources for those that are suffering from mental health illness. You see their suicide prevention resources. Visit primary care providers. You can utilize the suicide prevention lifeline. Obviously 911 for all emergencies. Find a mental health provider. They have the crisis chat, the text to talk. If you need help, there are many, many resources out there. And part of bringing awareness to it is to get those resources in front of the people that may need them the most. We've all been dealing with it. I mean, really, since the pandemic came down and it kind of came to light in March of 2020, life has felt heavier on a lot of us. And so if you're feeling it, get some help. Find somebody to talk to.
It is no easy task. And it's just like basketball. It's doing the extra thing. It's picking up the phone and making the call, making the visit, making the sacrifice, helping each other out. We're all in this together.
Swing to the corner there as Swan will look to pull things back out for the Gophers. 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, 12-point lead.
Clinton Prairie, unlike North White, they don't have to take quick shots. They're in the lead, 12 points. Be careful with the basketball. Work the clock.
Gophers retain possession. It'll be a side out right in front of their bench here. This was a 47-31 score at the end of three, so 4-0 run to start. Going to be a foul here as Neal hits the deck hard.
One thing I noticed, Sean, looking at the North White bench, frankly, it looks like their players are really tired. This is one of those nights for the Vikings where Prairie has really dominated them for the most part. And if you're Clinton Prairie, just keep the foot on the gas right now, and you're going to be able to cruise in for a victory.
So the Gophers will look to inbound. 12-point lead. They get it into Neal. She looks to penetrate. And then they call an offensive foul. They do.
Wow, that's a tough call to make because Neal had Cosgray beaten right at the elbow, and she was driving towards the bucket. She was getting out a nice little shot there.
I didn't see much contact, but it could have been a makeup from the call a moment ago where it looked like Neal slipped and they gave the foul. Turnover here for North White, gives the ball back to the Gophers. And Coach Heimlich just looks kind of beside himself, unfortunately, tonight. Just a little befuddled down there on the sideline. Doing his best here to coach these girls to come from behind victory tonight here at Clinton Prairie. And Heimlich having another successful season at the helm of North White. Sprite shot a little too long, out of bounds. We mentioned this earlier, but it's impressive. This is his 8th year at the school, 142-51 overall record. He has never won less than 16 games in a season. Never even really come close to a losing season. I think 16-9 was his worst mark.
So this is a really good basketball game for Clinton Prairie to play against an outstanding program. And it's good for both ball clubs because North White, the Vikings, are 1-0. And as Coach Heimlich talked about, he wants his team not only to win a sectional, but to also to make a deep tournament run. And I suppose that's what Clinton Prairie wants to do. Heck, as you talked about, they went to the regional championship last year.
Eckenbarger all the way to the bucket for 2. She's got 8 tonight.
And not the fact that she's got a lot of people listening to this broadcast or watching it, but she is, to me, the most improved player for Clinton Prairie. She can score the basketball, pass, and shoot.
Rebound from Swan. Now some pressure. Nice job by Cosgray to pick up Neal. You got to get it across. She does just in time. You know, you talk about the schedules upcoming for these two teams as they wind down their season. And I'm looking here. This is a team in North White that's playing back-to-back opponents that they've already played and lost to. So that their chance at revenge here tonight against Clinton Prairie, who they lost 49-61 on December 29th. But earlier that morning, they played against Twin Lakes, who's number 10 in 3A. They lost that one by 15. That's who they have next on their schedule. They'll get Twin Lakes at home. So back-to-back tough games here for North White. A 1A school. Looks really good in the polls. Number 8 ranked team in 1A. And after Twin Lakes, they've got Covenant Christian at DeMott, who's 12-3 on the season. So it's not getting any easier.
Another great job of penetrating and dishing to the open shooter.
Robertson with the offensive rebound, then the pass tipped and taken away by Eckenbarger. That bucket a minute ago for the Gophers was by Caitlin Beck. She's got 15 in the contest. Those are 2 of her highest season outputs this season. They've both come against North White. She had 19. That was her season high. Tonight with 15.
She is starting to score the basketball, and this team needs to have an additional score to become even a greater threat as they move through the tournament, because a lot of teams are going to focus on Tinley Neal and Sydney Swan.
You know, you talked about Annis looking tired earlier, Mike. This is only her 6th game back. She's only played in 5 games this season, so conditioning could be a little bit of a concern. You know, this game's definitely a lot of effort being put out this evening from both of these teams.
And you're playing on a Tuesday night, and a lot of times kids are tired from the school and the weekend.
Eckenbarger's 3 off the mark. Ball bounces off Nash before Cosgray comes out with the rebound. Hunt swings cross court. Shot up, fouled, and count the bucket. How about that there for Cammie Scott?
Scott has been a scorer in this ballgame. I think that might be her 7th point.
8 is what I've got her for.
Okay. She's done extremely well shooting the ball, been efficient, hasn't missed too many shots. One good thing about North White is they're sharing the basketball. They throw the ball around. You can see why they don't turn the ball over as much as they create assists. They're very efficient.
Can't get the free throw to go.
Abby Swan got her for 4 rebounds now in the ball game.
It feels like 14. It just seems like ever since she's checked in, she's been a magnet. Swan getting some varsity minutes here tonight. She's been splitting duties all season long, playing a little JV, playing some varsity. Just a freshman is number 31 there for the Gophers.
Right now, Clinton Prairie is in the driver's seat. And if North White's going to have any chance, they've got to foul. And they should have fouled probably about 20 seconds ago.
Neal gets it up off the glass. Loose ball. Nash comes down with it. Saves out towards center court. Now Eckenbarger to the corner. Neal, 3. Got it.
Nice distribution. And Tinley Neal shows why she is an outstanding basketball player.
22 points tonight for the senior. Inching ever so closely to that 1,000-point mark, Mike. And here's one of the things that's very cool about it. She will join her sister, Tatum Neal, in that 1,000-point club. There have only been a couple of 1,000-point scorers in girls basketball history at Clinton Prairie, and you're about to have 2 Neals in it if she stays healthy, because I'm guaranteeing she's averaging at least 8 points per game. She's just too good.
And she's doing it, allowing her team to win. They're going to get a W tonight. That's even more important, and she'll probably be the first person to say that. They have just absolutely dominated North White. It wasn't so much in the first quarter because the Vikings were shooting the ball very well and had an 18-10 lead at one point. But ever since then, the defense really stepped up, and Neal started scoring the bucket, making some things happen.
Hats off to Coach Hillary Guffey tonight, stepping in, filling in for Coach Henley, who's not on the sideline for the Gophers. She's done a really nice job. And hats off to these Gopher players for playing as hard as they had tonight.
We talked about
no
it top to bottom. Top to bottom. Every player has had outstanding minutes for the Gophers in this one. Abby Swan, Haven Wilson. 43 Good has played very well defensively for Clinton Prairie.
We get a foul here on Good.
Number 43, Grace Good. That is her 3rd.
Yeah, on the floor for the Gophers right now that have checked in, you've got number 5, Emma Nash, 11, Haven Wilson, 22, Hailey Wilson, number 43, Grace Good, as we said. 54-39 your score. The final 20 seconds winding down here in this contest this evening. Gophers going to get an impressive victory over 1A number 8 North White this evening. Next up for the Gophers, they have a tough contest against a team that they're probably going to see again. And the Carroll Cougars in 2A was 14-5 on the season. So a tough matchup. The conference opponent headed this way. It's a 15-point victory tonight for Clinton Prairie. Mike, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, Clinton Prairie, I think, really did a great job defensively. They put lots of pressure on North White in this ball game, and they wore them down. And Tinley Neal did a fantastic job getting the ball to the rack and scoring points and showing outstanding leadership. And as I mentioned, from top to bottom, all the young players and some of the veteran players that don't normally get a lot of minutes for Clinton Prairie played exceedingly well. This is a big victory for the Gophers.
The defense is what did it tonight for the Gophers. They held North White to single digits in the second, third, and fourth quarter after allowing 18 points in the first. And then the Gophers offensively able to turn it up. They were led tonight by senior Tinley Neal, who finishes with 22. 15 points from Caitlin Beck. They got 8 from Claire Eckenbarger on the other side. The leading scorer this evening was Caitlin Kahn, who will finish with 11. The Gophers will improve to 11-7 on the season. It's 4 straight for Clinton Prairie. North White will fall to 12-5. It's going to do it for our coverage tonight here on the ISC Sports Network. For Jake Morris and Mike Walensky, I'm Sean Walker. We appreciate you tuning in. We hope you will join us next time.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable.
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable.
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.